And now, Minion Works presents Freelance Heroism.
Hey everybody, my name's Deese,
And I'm Rachel.
and welcome to the Freelance Heroism Podcast, your den for gaming and nerd talk. We need like a catchphrase like that, don't we?
We have catchphrases.
We have the one, we have like the invoices in the mail, but I can't be like, welcome to Freelance Heroism, the invoices in the mail. They're gonna be like, oh my god, do I have to pay for this podcast? I'm like, no, it's free. You don't
Pay
ask.
beforehand.
Some people pay. Those
It's
people
true.
are wonderful patrons,
Yes.
or Patreon folk.
hmm
I'm still unclear as to whether we call them patrons or Patreons.
I'm not sure. I think I use both.
What about like we call them like turbo freelancers? Because everyone that listens, I think, is a freelancer.
Uh-huh.
But some of those freelancers freelancing a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Some of those freelancers freelancing the fuck out of this shit. Oh, also, we're an explicit podcast in case you didn't know. You ever try not to curse in front of kids? I literally tell myself
Sometimes.
every time I have to interact with a child, I'm
Mhm.
like, don't curse at this little person. Don't curse, Deese. And I'm like, how the fuck you doing? I'm like, god damn it. And take shit. Fuck. I just cover my mouth and I'm like, can you make them go away?
My problem is because I run a monthly D&D game for some homeschool kids, and I don't know how sheltered they are. I assume they're pretty sheltered, but they'll ask me about stuff because a lot of them are really into mythology. And I was showing them some of the minis I'd painted, and one of them is this, I think it's like a Southeast Asia vampire, where it's like a woman's head detaches from her body and like her guts are still hanging
Whoa.
onto her head, and
That's
that
cool.
part is the vampire that flies around. And I had one of them as a mini, and I painted it, and I just like took it out and I was showing it to these 12-year-olds.
Oh,
They were like, what is this? And I'm like, well, it's a type of vampire. And then I just explained what it was to them.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the, like, there were these 3 homeschooled kids that used to live up the road.
Mhm.
And it was like me and my brothers would always hang out and play football and stuff like that, and all the neighborhood kids would play, including the homeschool kids.
Mhm.
And I have 2 brothers and there were 3 of them, so it was like a mirror, right? And it was just weird because I'd be like, so what'd you guys do today? And they're like, oh well, we did our prayer get together, and then we did some history. And I was like, oh, that's not what I meant. I was like, that's nobody asked me, they're like, what'd you do today? Like, I would just assume that they knew school was a thing and just not even talk about that and be like, oh, I got Mega Man 4. It was awesome. But they would be like, you know, we learned about ethics and whether or not it's good to lie for a good reason or bad to lie for any reason. I'm just like, I don't care. God. No, but I mean, not all homeschool kids are like that, I guess.
Mhm.
Maybe they're just weirdos. maybe those 3 kids that I knew were just weird.
Maybe.
Okay, well, we should get back to the patrons, I guess.
Yeah.
You wanna tell us the names of our patrons? Sorry, I got sidetracked, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we would like to give a special thank you to our producer tier patrons, to Mo Walker, Christopher Hildebrand, Chris Deeds, Chris Sones, Ario Teabaggin, Orient_Tiger, and Rebecca. And Breakmeister.
Yeah. Oh, she almost missed one. See, I keep
Sorry,
telling her, I was
Breaker.
like, you gotta write them down. And she's like, no, I remember. I'm like, you're getting a few of them now. You're gonna miss one. Okay. Well, good job. You're gonna miss one week, and I'm not gonna let you forget it. What's going on with you?
I beat Untitled Goose Game the other night.
You beat it?
Yeah.
What happened? Was it like a big ending?
It's like the ending is actually hilarious. So
Is it like hilarious, like we don't want to spoil it, or is it like
I don't
hilarious, like
I mean, the whole game in and of itself is very low stakes.
Yeah.
So,
When they first showed that game off, it was like this goose hides someone's keys. I'm like, what?
you can, that's like one of the, like, you go to these different sections in a town and you are a horrible goose. And you can, like, steal things and move things. And one of the first sections you go to is this garden outside this little, like, English village. And there's this gardener, and you can steal his keys. And if he notices that, he'll run out and chase you. And there's a way to lock him out of his garden and then, like, go into the garden and still have his keys. So he can't. And so you just get different tasks to upset people with.
I don't understand. Like, I know a lot of people like this game.
Uh-huh.
I don't get it at all. Like, this just feels like a better version of Animal Crossing. Just mildly better. I hate that game.
So it's very low stakes, but it was very funny.
What's the best game you've ever played in your entire life?
Dark Souls.
One?
Yes.
You like that game better than any other game ever?
Oh god. Do I like it better than Bloodborne? I don't know if I can choose between Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
I like that those are your two games. I like that those two games are the two that are like number 1 and number 2 for you.
They're so good. Oh my god.
I think there's a lot to be said for the first time you play a game. Like the experience that you felt while you're playing it.
Uh-huh.
Versus like replaying it again.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No,
Like,
that makes sense.
I'm pretty certain Final Fantasy VII had been hyped up so much before I got to play it that I was like ready for this fucking game. Like I had heard I always got consoles late. I never got consoles when they came out, right? So like I was always like either a half a generation behind or a whole generation behind. And the first time I played Final Fantasy VII, it blew my fucking mind, right? Just like I could not believe that there were 3-dimensional people on my screen. It was crazy. I was like watching that train. Have you ever played that game before?
I've played the first disc.
Okay, good. You know when the train pulls in and it's like pulling into the Mako reactor?
Uh-huh.
And then like Barrett comes out, he's like, brrr, he like shoots everybody, and then fucking Cloud does that ridiculous looking flip. At the time, when I saw that flip off the train, I was like, oh my god, this is the future. we are in the future. Now keep in mind, it wasn't the future. Even from when I was playing it, it wasn't the future.
Uh-huh.
I was just behind. I was behind everybody. But it was so good, right? Like the entire game was so good. I don't know. Phantasy Star 4 is the best game I've ever played. I think experience-wise, I don't think I ever was as addicted to the gameplay of a game. But 7 was really good. I
love Morrowind. Morrowind is the best Elder Scrolls game. Do not at me. It's the best. When I first started playing it, and it does like the loading screen and it has like the models of like different monsters and things.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and going, oh my god, it looks so real. You look at it today, it looks like garbage.
Oh yeah. But I mean that's I don't think graphics, like a younger me thought graphics were everything because we didn't have any graphics.
Yeah.
Right? Our graphics were literally assembled geometric shapes to represent a person, right? But now I think that we're at a point where it's like I don't need to see a person sweat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the new consoles are like they're arguing with each other about who's going to be able to shade fucking someone's neck hair better. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Right? I'm always impressed with water Every time I see water in a game,
Mhm.
there's something. Even like bad water looks good to me. Because I grew up in a generation where water was all blue squares,
Yes.
right? Like the edges, like beaches.
Uh-huh.
The first time I saw like a sporadic breaking into sand, breaking into water,
Mhm.
that blew my fucking mind. And then I saw games that had the tiles for water had like an animation of like white over top of them, like these little wave crests, and I was like, oh my god, right? That's crazy. The first time I saw a reflection in the water, I about shit. Like, oh my god, I can see myself in it.
Mhm. When they have the reflection in the mirror in video games.
Yes, yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
You know what's a great game that no one talks about? Radiata Stories. I think it was on PS2. I'm not certain. It might have been PS2.
I don't know that one.
Oh, play that game. Holy god. Like everyone, there are some games that just are so charming. The main character of that game's name is Jack Russell, right? Okay, so you play the game and it's like normal. It's kind of a cutesy but serious in parts RPG.
Mhm.
But there's a point where you have to make a decision about who did something wrong. Was it these people who did something wrong or these people? And I don't want to fucking whatever. I don't want to ruin it because everyone needs to go play this game now, right? Stop the podcast, go play Radiata Story. But if you pick one way, the whole game is completely different. And all of your friends and everyone you get on your team is different. If you go the other way, it's the opposite. So you're playing with the enemy. Like
wow.
bosses and it's so good.
That's really cool.
It's very, very cool. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know. I was going to talk about old video games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the one, it's like books for a previous generation, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Or now.
well, no, I just mean, and there were generations previous where they probably thought that nonfiction was the only type of literature that was worth a damn. And so
Okay.
fiction literature, these fantasy stories or whatever, they're dumb. They're just pulp garbage, right?
Mhm.
And then that's sort of how I think any new media is. Movies came out and they weren't serious. They're just,
Yeah.
cartoony garbage that people watch.
Mhm.
And then cartoons, and those aren't. You know what I mean? Like it does it
Yeah.
every time. We always invalidate whatever the next new media is. We're saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's silly." The internet. Oh, that's silly. That's never gonna hang on. But I like to think about that with gaming, right? Like
Mhm.
there are games that are objectively like Moby Dick in comparison to like Daniel Steele novels,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So like I think BioShock 1 is one of those games.
Oh, man.
It's so good.
That one's so good.
It's so good, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of some others that are like that. Shadow of the Colossus is one I love.
That one's great.
That's like a painting almost. It's not more than a book.
Mhm.
It's like just the whole game is a vibe. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. There's a feeling that game gives you that other games don't.
Mhm.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know. Do you want to go to the episode?
Oh, I wanted to talk about that recipe for the bloomin' onion.
We've talked about video games for a long time already.
This is a bad transition.
That is a bad transition.
Okay. Well, I'll get them next week then. I'll tell you guys
Okay.
next week.
All right. Great. In the meantime, let's go to today's episode. Consult the Boner's Manual.
I can't believe she said it. That's awesome. Consult the Boner's Manual. As you'll see here under subsection D. That's hysterical. That's a ringtone now. Consult the Boner's Manual.
Hey, you investigate pluggers in the corner, looks over. Come here! Hops around the
Hey.
guys. Dump, 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 dump. Douche! Big hug.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give him a hug. I'm gonna while I'm hugging him, I'm looking around the room to try to see if anyone looks out of place or if anyone's disguised.
Nothing you can see. He's like, I never thought you'd show. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, and I'm looking. I'm
You know
still
something?
looking.
I have a deal on a great tan jacket I've been working on the design on. Completely just pockets inside, pockets outside, slick collar, never gets a crease.
I'm gonna show him off my new black jacket. I'm gonna reach into the sleeve and I'm gonna pull out the lit up sun sword. And then I'm
He
gonna
just looks at you. So I'm not your merchant no more. Who
not
you
for
buying from?
jackets.
Who you buying from?
Dead people.
hmm
They have the best prices in town.
hmm I'll remember this.
I'm gonna buy other things from you. Take a fucking pill, man.
Alright, so what brings you back to town?
I got your letter.
Yeah, I thought that might trick you. Or not trick you, I think that might try.
Nat 20 investigate, bro. Why don't you fucking hook me up with that before he drops it on me?
Sorry. I thought that might bring you to town.
For a second, David, I thought Bluggard was going to be like, I didn't write you a letter.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That would have been beautiful.
Sorry.
He's like, sorry, I didn't use that. He's like, I'll keep that in the background.
yeah, just give him more ammunition. That's
There
good.
never was a Bluggard.
He's like, yeah, the draw, I wouldn't have bothered me coming through. I mean, I would have felt bad for what poor sap she came across out there.
Wait a minute. Is he fucking redneck now?
No,
I thought he was like
no,
fucking
Irish, yeah, Scottish, whatever. He's like, I don't fucking know, I'm
fucking
tired, dude.
accent slip. No, I got it.
Yeah. He's like,
He has a different accent every session. It's all right.
but lad, he's like, I wouldn't have tripped on the drow. I mean, poor sap's gonna, whoever she runs up against. But the other two, the crazy one in the graveyard, that kept a few people up at night.
She's still there?
I don't know. Nobody wants to go in the graveyard to check at night anymore.
Well, that's why we're here.
Nobody likes people that dance in graveyards at night. Even Donovan's like, nope.
So, you've been keeping up with the local information, I take it.
Ragnar came through.
Ragnick, huh? How's he doing?
He looked okay. What the hell did he do to his eye?
Long story.
Nah, he seems lost. As I saw, he headed north.
You saw a man rip another man's arm off. Seems a little like our friend, doesn't it?
But it wasn't him.
How can you be sure?
Ragnar came through about 2 weeks before this guy did. This guy came through with the others. I don't know. It was like they weren't together, but they were walking together. It was weird. But I don't want to tell you about him.
About who?
The hooded one. The guard died that he ripped his arm off. Sorry if they're edgy at the gate.
How,
We had to put archers there after the guy got his arm ripped.
yeah, they seem like really great guards. Observant folk.
Well, if you got one of your guys get your arm ripped off at close encounters, you'd have an archer too backing you up.
Yeah. I don't know anything about arm ripping.
How long ago did this happen?
10 plus days? Or about 10, so?
About 10?
10-ish?
More or less than 10.
I don't know. I don't keep track. We buried him
Oh.
last week. He was dead. He's been dead almost a week before that.
I could try to raise dead him.
Sure, if you want. Might have to dig him up, though.
I can do that.
Okay. Well, we're gonna head
Got
to
some
the
stones on
graveyard.
you, lass. She pats you on the shoulder.
I'm not sure. Is that like a dwarven Phrase.
No,
Yeah,
he
lass.
was talking
It's a
about your
dwarven.
vegan breakfast that rock you were eating.
Definitely dwarven.
Oh,
You look
okay.
at your ear. What the fuck?
We were gonna head over to the graveyard anyway.
All right.
How about Donovan? Any trouble with his kid? You still got him in the basement, or is he in the wind?
Donovan had a kid in the basement?
Interesting. Glad to know you kept up with the information in town.
I didn't know Donovan had a kid.
Around what time is it? Is it pretty late?
It's like right before it's like a couple hours before midnight, right?
Yeah, about an hour before midnight. Ismark looks over. You guys need a place to stay?
Ismark!
I was thinking we might
He smiles.
maybe
Shiny
later.
Whites. All right.
What?
What do you say?
Smiles with the shiny whites.
You said nothing in this room seemed suspicious to me.
How's Irina?
She says hi.
Didn't want to come home.
Well, things are still kind of dangerous, you know?
I'm gonna let you handle the tactful answers.
He's like, yeah, we know.
But you
But,
look really good. You look better than the last time I saw you.
I'm sober.
Good.
He raises his mug. Water.
Hey, that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm looking around the room. I'm like, I've lost all interest in all of these conversations. Like, you guys, by all means, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You guys keep on chatting, have a good time. I'm gonna be up at the graveyard. I'll see you guys in a bit.
No, I'll go with you to the graveyard.
Ismark, do you want to tag along?
Fuck no.
Yeah. Okay.
Water. He's running on the stool.
He's got shot glasses of water.
He's
It's
like,
muscle memory.
I might be sober and I'm still not going to that graveyard. Except during the day to honor my dad.
Right. Okay.
That sun goes down. Mm-mm.
Let's go check out a graveyard right before midnight.
Yep.
in
I wanted to
Barovia.
get up there before midnight, so a lot of things happen at midnight in particular. This
Yep.
year. So I was hoping we could get up maybe into that same location we were before, up in the
Mhm.
bell tower, get a eagle eye
All
view.
right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
I guess we first approach, we knock on the door.
Who is it?
It's me. It's been a while. Still got the kid in the basement?
You hear footsteps running to the side. He puts his head out the window.
Yeah, it's us.
Well,
Hi.
bless the morning, Lord. He comes back in, shuts the window, goes over, opens the door. You guys hear a latch go off the door. Opens it. Aren't you guys a sight for sore eyes?
You have sore eyes? Maybe it's cataracts. Maybe you're dying.
Oh, dear God.
You haven't changed a bit.
Still got the kid in the basement?
No,
You move him to the attic? What's going on?
no, we chose to let him go.
Let him go.
I couldn't kill him, and he was. The town was getting mighty edgy with him underneath, screaming all hours of the night. Just, I can't fix him. I can't kill him.
Mhm.
Better just to send him on his way.
You let him go.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the most responsible answer, but fair enough. We need to use your tower, your spire, your
No, go for it.
peak.
You guys stay the night again?
I don't know. Maybe.
I can make stew.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm in.
Maybe.
Sorry.
I think Ismark said we could stay at his place too, right?
Isn't that guy doing good, all sobered up now?
Yeah, he's doing really great. Good for him.
I'm gonna look around and I've lost all interest in the conversation as well. I'm going to be upstairs.
Kavir. Lucian said he was actually more pleasant than he when he was in Veliki.
Mhm. He has his moments.
It is so dusty up here.
Well, take a mop with you, my child.
Wow.
My child.
Oh man, I really want to reply with something like, well, you could just let me go to kill more if I'm your child. That's how it works around here, right? You just let your kids kill all willy-nilly. But I won't say that because I've been taught that that is rude.
That is rude. I'm gonna head upstairs with Kavir.
All right. He closes the front door and latches it again.
Well, shut the front door.
And you can hear him start putting the boards up on the windows on the outside. Or from the inside.
Hey, your graveyard still do that weird thing every night?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. I'm going to climb out of the top and I'm going to sit on the edge of the roof.
All right. You sit on the edge of the roof. Adri's up in the bell tower behind him.
Yep.
Kachunikote, where are you at?
I'm gonna go up in the bell tower to walk. Actually, can I get to the cemetery from here like before midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want a closer view.
The cemetery is like literally like right behind the church.
Yeah, I think I want to get a little closer view.
Hey, if you're going to be down on the ground level, you want to do me a favor?
Maybe. What do you
You
need?
want to toss me up some rocks? Like, I'll toss a bag down. Can you just throw some pebbles and stones in it? Toss it back up.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Like any particular kind?
Just heavy enough to make a noise if I threw them.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, I was thinking about using my ball bearings, but I don't want to have to pick them up again.
All right.
While I'm by Kavir, I want to say, if we're gonna be here for at least a day, I know a spell that I think could help, but it takes like a day for me to cast it.
You want to make the ghosts not show up anymore.
Yeah.
These are adventurers, right? These are the adventurers who tried to help the town.
Mhm.
And they walk their way towards the castle, correct?
Because they failed miserably.
But we don't know exactly what they're doing.
Well, they're
Or
not
what
at rest though, right?
True, they're not at rest, but I mean, what is rest in Barovia, right?
Mhm.
You clear
Good
them out of
point.
here
Well-
where they're just walking every night, which, yeah, maybe is a bad thing, but where do they go?
They head towards
We had
the
one
castle.
guy. No, I mean, if you free them from this place, where do they go? Where the one guy, he left, his spirit left for a moment. We brought him back and he was screaming.
True.
Maybe it's nicer to leave him here,
Mhm.
taking a morning stroll, as opposed to send them to the Scream Factory.
That's true. Well, if
I don't know. We don't know enough about it yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if we
Mhm.
figure out any more, if it seems like they're, in anguish or
Yeah, like if they're walking up the hill and then at the top of the hill they get their balls cut off with a hammer or smashed or something like that, then maybe, yeah.
yeah.
But if they're just like
Then-
taking a jog, then
Okay.
No.
Well, yeah, if this is bad for them, then I would like for us to at least stay long enough for me to cast that.
I also want to point out that I did say cut off with a hammer.
You did say that.
And then I corrected it by saying smashed. My brain has been thinking those hammers that those guys had, those plastic hammers. Like, anyway. Yeah, but I guess at midnight we'll see what they do.
Mhm.
And Chunikote is on the ground level, so he can maybe
Yep.
follow him.
Yeah.
Maybe we could dress up as ghosts and sneak into the castle. Ooh, we're ghostly. Look at us. Nothing to see here. Just ghostly walkers walking at midnight.
I don't think that's gonna work.
That would be
Don't-
fun, but I don't
Don't
think
be
it would.
weird about it. It's totally normal. We do this every morning.
Oh my god.
The plan is foolproof.
As midnight comes,
Oh.
the energies of the graveyard begin to release again, and the eerie green light suffuses from the graveyard. From this light emerges a ghostly procession, wavering images of dowdy women toting great swords, and wood-wise men with slender bows, dwarves with axes, and archaically dressed mages with beards and strange pointed hats. And all of these and much, much more march forth from the graveyard, their numbers growing by the second. So as the first ones crawl out of the ground, they continue to go, and more as continue to crawl out. And soon, 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s of them crawling, hundreds are now crawling up, moving out, heading towards the castle.
Anything distinctive about them?
About the same as last time you guys saw it.
They just
You know, kind of eerie, disturbing, this many spirits, but I mean, definitely warriors of different ages, warriors of different times. You can see at the different time periods in the armors and the wavering images
Mhm.
as they solidify for brief moments as they move.
I'm gonna shout, "Hey, ghost, heroes!"
Nothing.
I'll
They
throw a
just
stone in their direction.
right through them.
They don't react. 2 for 1 sale on broadswords.
They all turn around. What? I'm kidding. They keep going.
Oh, God.
Ghastly Parkins.
80 to 120, about 100 feet north of the church, past where the spirits are coming up. You hear a loud clapping, a giggle of a young female voice.
All right, I'm just gonna head off in that direction. I'm gonna be stealthy.
All right, roll for me.
Yep. Oh, shit, things are falling. All right, where am I here? Where's my 20? Here's 20. Okay, I got a 23 on my stealth.
All right, that beats your passive. All right. Yeah, she's just having one hell of a time watching these things walk up and go through. And
This is the little white-haired skipping girl.
yeah, yes, sir.
All right.
As you get closer, white hair. She looks easy. She's half elven. Hair short. Her ears are sticking out from her short hair. She has one long braid in the front. She's sitting there in armor. She has a holy symbol in the shoulder of her armor.
Do I recognize it?
You're from Greyhawk, right?
Yes.
No, you don't recognize this one.
Okay.
And she's just rocking back and forth, just kind of smiling at it.
So she's not saying anything?
Yeah, she's kind of commenting, making like oohs, ahs. Look at that armor. Look at the
Mhm.
the ghosts. Eventually, she rubs her hands together and she starts raising a few skeletons, and she begins to talk with them like they're buddies and friends, but they just kind of sit there and just look at her dead-eyed, like
Mhm.
no response at all. Like she's talking to a wall, but she's yapping like a high school girl at them.
All right.
Rachel is over here making fucking jokes on Messenger. You think she's funny? I'm gonna read this out. Are you guys ready?
All right,
Oh,
let's
boy.
Is this Kavir and 12's daughter? She's a half elf with white hair and showed up with 12. Is 12 here to collect child support back pay?
Boom.
Ha ha ha.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
That would be a twist.
I had to fucking beat the shit out of this little girl.
That would be a twist.
Don't get child support if you've been slain.
Hmm. All right. I'm just gonna kind of step out of the shadows and say, I see you're paying your respects to the ancestors, child.
She looks over. Holy crap! Someone came out. You like the pretty lights too?
There's much to be learned from them. Yes.
She's like, you're fucking old.
She looks over. Who are you? Sorry. I'm Calypso. Who are you?
Calypso, I am known as Chudakote. What brings you here besides the lights, child?
I don't know. I was minding my business, making friends, and then got and chased by a couple wolves into a cave. The mist showed up, and I ended up here.
Are you traveling with anyone, or are you alone?
There's a couple other people at the gate. There's this really big guy that just, he was grumpy, always grumpy, snarled a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's a terrible shame.
He didn't really talk.
It's a shame if one has that much sadness in their heart.
The other one, I didn't talk to her. She's a drow. We don't talk to drow.
Who's we?
Elves. Everyone knows drow are the enemy.
Ah.
Freaking Spider Queen servants. They're all wound tighter than shit.
I'm not too familiar with them myself, but I appreciate the knowledge. So how would one know a drow?
Normally like white hair, really like skin dark as charcoal. Bitchy.
They have white hair like yours?
Well, she got come to think of it, yeah. She smiles.
So now that these lights are done, what do you do with yourself?
Well, I don't know. The town doesn't like talking to me.
Have you tried talking to them?
Yeah, the first time through.
Well, what did you try and say?
Hi, my name's Calypso. They shut their windows on me. Then a couple of the guards came out here when I was out here at night, and they showed up with weapons, and so I made some friends. Actually, I was in the process of making friends, and they showed up, and they peed themselves and ran.
Ah. Your friends like you have here now.
Oh, yeah, I make friends all the time.
They're not very talkative, though, are they?
At least they stick with me.
Well, why would people leave you? You seem pleasant enough.
She shrugs. I don't know. People at home kind of were weird, too. They don't like the whole raising of the dead thing.
Well, most people think that the disturbance of the dead is sacrilegious. You know, they believe it's
Mom said it was our duty.
I'm loving this battle between the plus 19 and the fucking take care of the little kids.
Oh yeah.
Very funny to me.
Oh yeah. You know damn well this was like, let's target Jake right here. You know it was. Brilliant, by the way.
Thank you.
So why would your brother think this is your duty?
Well, we're clerics.
But what duty do you serve here? I don't understand.
Well, all the dead people here don't belong here.
Where do they belong?
Not here. It's like all their souls are trapped and screaming.
Yes, that's not a good fate. They should be able to rest in peace, don't you think?
You'd think so, but this world's weird. So is its master.
So Calypso, I'm. Where are you trying to get them to go? Are you trying to get them at peace, or?
Well, I tried the first few nights, but then I realized that they're trapped. There's no way to get them out. Those spirits are on a one-way trip every night. And it seems like anyone whose soul gets stuck there is as well.
You don't find that abhorrent to your beliefs?
It has a certain order to it in the dead.
But how is there order if there's no ending, there's no completion?
Well, they're on a cycle, and it's even though there's chaos in this realm, there's order in this realm. It's weird. The laws of death. But this realm's it's weird. So's its master. He's a douche.
Yes, I'm not fond of him myself.
This kid cannot stop cursing.
I love this kid.
Yes, my comrades and I have struck a few blows against him.
Yeah, he wanted us to do things after we got here.
Such as?
First off, take a ride in this black carriage. Mom said don't ride in carriages with men like that.
Your mother sounds like a wise woman.
Dad would have cooked him alive. He doesn't take shit from undead, intelligent or not.
Sounds like a very fine warrior.
Just a really good necromancer.
Mm. Well, there's
Like they're
ways.
supposed to serve you. You don't serve them. This guy has it
Ah,
backwards, in a sense. It's like I said, it's chaos, but there's an order to it.
but it sounds like an opposite order to what you would approve of.
She nods.
Your thoughts intrigue me, child.
Yeah, he thought I'd show up and serve him, and I don't know, kill some cleric that he wanted killed, and he wanted the beast guy to rip apart some werewolf.
You didn't say anything about me? I'm shouting. You didn't say nothing? Bogus.
Yes, he's a bit of a coward having others do his work for him like that. He's
Are
not
we-
a true warrior.
Are we just watching
He had this
Tunicote?
cute elf with him, though.
Pardon me?
He had this cute elf with him, though.
Ah.
Guy had a mask, 2 swords on his back. Really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the future style. What?
Oh God, this is Adri's like sister or something, isn't it?
I am
Oh God.
concerned. I have a lot of fear in my soul right now.
How's time travel work in Barovia?
Yeah, how does that work, David?
What do you mean?
Does time travel work here?
No.
Okay.
Okay. That's good.
How old is she, would you say? I'm going to do some quick subtraction.
As a half elf, she's between 16 and 20.
Okay. Adri, how old would you say you are?
I'm 117.
No. I mean, outside. I mean, as in human years.
Well, I mean, elves live to like 700 or something. So Adri's like barely an adult.
Okay.
She's probably like
Sorry,
in
I'm
her early 20s.
Just doing some math here. Over
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah.
Oh
Completely.
dear God. Oh.
I think I've disproved it, but I'm just saying. Rachel is
I am
nervous.
very nervous.
Rachel sees an elf, and even though she says they're not all related, that's her first
She's
go-to.
like, oh my God.
Sister, cousin, daughter,
Should we like
time-traveling granddaughter.
It's Adri from when she was a kid and she's meeting herself.
You were a necromancer when you were a kid?
I don't.
We all dabble in the dark arts.
Yeah, everyone has a goth phase.
Oh dear God.
So who is she here with now? She is here by herself?
I want to.
We can jump down off the roof and
Yeah,
ask.
can we go meet this kid? Because we've watched Tunicote talk with her for a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She
I would-
starts
Like,
kind of
no, watch how I jump down off the
skeletons are jumping as she
I'm
moves her
like-
fingers up and down.
watch how I jump off this roof without breaking a window. Okay, watch close.
Oh dear
And I
God.
just jump down and don't break a window.
Oh, okay.
And Adri breaks a window.
Punch a window.
She swings her arm back.
Punches through the wall.
No, I'm gonna go downstairs and exit through the door.
Oh, now we're all reasonable.
First time for everything.
I'm just gonna jump off the roof.
All right.
Oh, Calypso, I think my friends are approaching. I think you'll like them.
All right.
Much more talkative than your friends here.
Will they like my friends?
Probably not crazy about them, but again,
She waves her hand and they both drop into piles of bones.
very understanding of you, child. You have wisdom beyond your years.
Well, she's 16. Let's fucking hope
I-
that's the case.
Actually, mom, dad said if I practiced necromancy outside, someone would hang me.
They have a place right over the street. Solid.
I
There's only
guess a lot of lands look on it very badly.
Well, different people do have different beliefs.
Doesn't mean they're right, right?
no,
Well, beliefs are funny because there's no really telling what's right or wrong until we pass through this realm. So
moral relativism.
So you come walking up on Calypso and Chunicote chatting. She's pretty much sitting on top of a graves marker.
Hey,
Hi.
Adri, Kavir, this is Calypso. Calypso,
She
these
went
are my
Adri.
friends.
Nice to meet you. I'm gonna like lean in and like.
Hi,
observe.
friends.
Hi.
Yes,
Leans
sir.
back and looks at you.
I'm gonna ask her some questions about magic. Just something that would be difficult to answer.
All right.
I'm like, okay, what school is this? I'm gonna name a spell. She get it?
Depends on the spell.
Okay. Well, let's say illusion then.
She kind of looks at it. She shakes her head.
So you're sort of a specialist then, huh?
She nods.
How many times have you raised the dead?
A lot.
Yeah. They ever talk back? Do you speak Necril?
The ghouls kind of snarl. They don't really talk when you raise ghouls.
Hmm.
Skeletons don't really talk.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are you staying while you're here?
there's a crypt in the back that was open.
Are you
Saying
here
the
with?
Crip?
Do you have parents?
No, like I told you, I was out in the woods making friends, and I came across an old, graveyard in the woods. Was making friends, and I got jumped by a pack of wolves, and my friends took out most of the pack, but they got through most of them. I've never seen wolves like that before. Red in the eyes, glowed. Something not right about them.
Tucky? Insight?
Sure.
They tore through the pack and chased me into a cave, and for some reason the cave had fog in it. When I came out the other side, there was trees everywhere, and I was ankle deep in this shit.
28.
She's telling the truth.
We'll give the thieves' can't in celestial signal to Kavir.
God, we are ornate for sure.
Are you okay?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
It wasn't expecting to. Wherever the hell this is.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
I
all
could
skinning and
definitely
bones.
feed her because I would have been foraging the whole damn time when we were traveling.
You're all skin and bones. No, okay, whatever. Fine. I'll just let it go. That joke, that solid joke. Whatever. Not appreciated in my own time.
She picks up a skull and begins to make it talk.
Where did you learn
The Temple of
This-
Merkel.
Temple of Merkel?
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever heard of the Temple of Merkel?
Angela Merkel.
If you've been to Faerun, you have.
I don't think I have. I don't know that one.
A Merkel. Well, she doesn't seem like a bad kid. She doesn't have
No.
anywhere to stay. We have a place she could stay.
Yeah.
Seems exceptional.
Hmm.
She kind of looks at you guys oddly. You're the nicest people I've met here so far, which is beginning to scare me.
Fair enough. Also, you're a little short, so you can't carry bags or anything like that. That's heavy. You got any money on you?
No, I got my scythe.
Oh.
No,
They're like
technically I have money.
2 silver.
No, the graves I was summoning, making friends out of, actually had a lot of gold in them.
Hey, they buried him with the gold. What a noble town.
Well, not this place. The place I was before the fog.
Mm.
Oh.
This place looks like it's broke as shit.
I have a friend who would simply love you. Ever do cats?
Cats? I haven't tried.
Oh boy, do I have a tutor.
This seems like they would be a bad influence for each other.
What, you just don't like the undead. What's your deal?
That's I've stopped destroying Victor's undead because I understand that he needs them.
She kind of looks at you oddly now, like, why would you do that?
Yeah, she's a jerk.
I'm not a jerk.
Yep,
Look,
kind of a jerk.
no, my mom grew up fighting like undead and necromancers, so it was kind of like a big
She
thing
kind of stands back
about
like,
destroying them.
Oh,
They
don't
were-
worry. She harps about what her mom told her to do, and then she just does whatever the fuck she wants.
Because my mom had really great ideas and she was a really good person.
Yeah, no one's mom ever is weird or anything.
so your mom kills people like my mom, and makes her a really good person.
Your mom's undead?
No, my mom's a necromancer.
My mom fought an evil necromancer.
It's funny how those distinctions change things.
What-
See, Rachel really wants to kidnap this kid, but she was also torn that she wants to kill it. So she doesn't know
That's
where.
not true.
What's an evil necromancer?
He was killing children and enslaving towns and also hurting a lot of elves.
The killing children sounds bad.
It was bad. Also,
like how-
enslaving towns was bad, and hurting elves was also bad. So you're a half elf? Because your
Mhm.
ears are kind of.
Mhm.
Oh. I've never met a half elf before.
Never met an elf before.
I've met a few elves before,
Like one, your mom.
and my dad, and
He's- Oh, he's a vampire now. He doesn't count.
an elf too.
Your dad's a vampire?
2 dads,
Yeah,
both vampires.
yeah.
I don't judge.
Well, she has 2 vampire dads, a cleric mom.
Mm.
She doesn't.
No,
like
my mom's a
horror.
paladin.
Paladin. Sorry, it's hard to keep up. She has a rock band that are her cousins.
You just made that up. I've never heard about that.
I got a letter about him.
I
But
don't
really
think you did.
Guitarist is a killer.
I think you're just making stuff up right now.
No, I'm not. His name's Renasmir, son of the spider. He's a pimp.
I've heard of him.
No. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
what's that band called? Lichgate?
Yeah, Lichgate.
Yeah,
you know
I've seen him play.
They're awesome.
Yeah, Renasser signed my arm like one time.
What?
That's awesome. I wish I got to meet such a cool guy.
You know, he's actually pretty cool for a drow.
He is. Speaking of drow, what about that lady you came through with?
She gets real quiet. We don't talk about drow.
Well, you're gonna have to talk about this one.
Dad said never talk about the drow.
Well, Dad's not here.
Drow are the enemy. Drow hunt elves no matter what. No matter who they are.
Agree with you 100%. Drow are the enemy. Now, tell me what you know about this one.
She's bitchy.
That she is.
She got in the black wagon.
Oh,
One that did.
fantastic. So that means she's here on behest of Stradio.
Yeah, but I almost had to fight the other guy though.
The other guy, why?
He said I looked at him wrong.
Did you look at him wrong?
Yeah, I flipped him the bird twice.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Who taught you how to talk and your manners?
The skeletons. The skeletons taught her.
My dad was very serious, very stoic. Yeah, he was a sun elf. Mom, human.
Mm.
And she.
No, she came from Thay.
Where? They. What?
No,
Where? They. What? Who?
she said it was called a sailor's mouth. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Your,
Okay.
your mom's a fan of sailor's mouths, huh? Whoa.
Well, it's how she got that far west.
Whoa. Yeah, don't let people tell you how to talk. It's one of the few freedoms you actually have.
That's why I summoned, 8-10 skeletons on them. We had a good time.
So, what are your plans while you're here?
Don't know yet.
How about you stick with us for a little while? We'll give you a place to sleep and some food. And as long as you don't raise too many friends out in the yard, shouldn't be a problem. You can raise them in the basement all you like. We'll bring you a
Alright.
few to mess around with. Deal? And in exchange,
Can I worship in the open?
worship what?
Merkel.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
What is Merkel's deal? Real quick.
Merkel's deal is,
He's the god of death. God of necromancers and undead.
can I worship in the open? Not today.
She points to the holy symbol on her half plate.
Well,
She hops off the stone. She goes behind the thing, grabs her sack, and picks up her scythe and puts it on her back.
did you see what direction the drow went?
She got in the wagon, and they took off
How long ago?
before me and the beast went through town.
Okay. Okay, well, that was before. So we're building sort of a timeline. That means that Strahd was aware that she probably came to town to take care of us. Might have been part of his plan to get the other me back.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like he's rebuilding his horsemen.
Yeah.
The what?
Horsemen, people who ride horses that are men. Or
All right.
sometimes men, not always.
She shakes her head. Yeah, well, screw him. Necromancers don't serve undead. Undead serve us.
Fantastic. All right, well, here, get on that horse.
Six of the horse. I've never ridden a horse.
Well, it's real easy. She did it while she was asleep.
You can ride with me if you want.
You just want to ride your dope horse. That's all
I
you want.
do. I really want to summon my shadow steed.
She looks at you. But your mom kills my kind.
No, my mom waged a war with an evil necromancer that was murdering children and other elves. And so he was really bad.
As long as you're not a Patreon player, we're fine.
All right. She tries to hop up on the one horse, and it's really awkward looking as she's trying to jump up on the thing.
I'll help her.
I'm going to help her up.
You can both help her. I'm not going to help her.
Okay.
I want
She
her
gets
to
on
learn
the
to
horse.
use the horse on her own.
She's like using the scythe to balance herself on the horse. It's like really awkward looking.
So you're Callie.
Calypso.
Callie.
I'm Adri.
Hey, you're the one of the dude with the fangs wanted dead.
Oh, good to know.
This is
Yeah, the cute elf
Tunicote?
next to him didn't like that.
The what?
Also,
The cute elf that was next to him didn't like that.
That's her dad.
Your dad's hot.
I'm really uncomfortable now.
Dude, she's gonna bone your dad.
No, she's
She's
not.
gonna grow up and she's gonna bone your dad.
That's not
And I
happening.
say bone very particularly.
Well, undead serve necromancers. So you know what she's thinking. Look,
No, she's a kid. I don't think.
Think about
she's
how much they have in
thinking
common,
anything like
right?
that.
They're both elfy.
Oh my
Right.
god.
yeah,
That's
One of
not
them
happening.
is a necromancer. The other
That's
one
not
drinks
happening.
blood from necks.
Oh my
yeah,
Neck,
yeah,
elf,
This
elf.
is
She
a
thinks he's
kid.
hot.
Isn't this a little kid?
yeah.
She's 17, he said. 16, 17. I said in a couple of years. She's got to train to get with your dad.
This is not happening.
So she's going to have to go to dad bone college.
No.
Dad Bone College.
That's what it is.
No.
What the hell?
She's got,
Dad Bone College.
that's what Merkel
That doesn't even make any damn sense at all.
It's the college where they train you to bone Adri's dad. I went. I got a master's. Remember when he first flirted with me? You remember that? We're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. We're just gonna retcon that right out. He was
Wipe that
flirting.
from my memory.
He was
Yeah.
flirting it up, man. He was trying.
It's been
I
published.
could be your stepdad.
No.
I could be.
Kavir, my two dads.
We could have me and your dad have a romance, and then it ends like roughly or whatever. And in the 4 or 5 years that our relationship slowly smolders out,
Hmm.
then all of a sudden this young girl, she's an adult.
This is
She wants to bone your dad. She's gone to bone dad school. This is Adri's worst nightmare.
this is probably one of the worst scenarios that Adri could ever imagine. And she would like to sink into the earth and die if this ever.
Well, it's just good that you could be friends before she starts boning your dad.
She's not gonna do that.
She's gonna. She's totally
She's
gonna.
Absolutely not.
She's gonna. Yeah. Yep. Yep. She's gonna build a cathedral of boning. And it's gonna be necromancers and your dad. It's gonna
Oh
be
my God.
I'm just trying to make Adri uncomfortable. Look, she hasn't looked
Oh,
up.
I-
in like
Writing,
a
I'm making my notes.
Yeah, yeah.
Her notes are: don't let her meet my dad. Don't let her meet my dad.
My dad's not boning anyone.
The question is, which dad? Both
That-
dads?
No. Once again, we want to thank you guys for listening to Freelance Heroism. We hope you're having just as much fun listening as we are playing. Visit us at facebook.com/freelanceheroism and leave us a like. If you want to see our adventures in comic form, The Professional illustrates our misadventures and more at 1d4rounds.com. And if you want to support us, consider donating. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Keep an eye out for rewards as we add them.
Our cast includes me, Dees Cassius as Master Kabir the Professional, Rachel Moore as Adri the Ducky Cleric, Jake Sipple as Chunikote the Lupine Loose Cannon, and last but not least, our DM and Dr. Midnight, David Walker.
Questions or comments? Send an email to freelanceheroismpodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next week. In the meantime, the invoice is in the mail.
And music by me and Lichgate, my band. My chair is much lower than I normally have it at.
Uh-oh.
Somebody been sitting in my seat. Is that Goldilocks bitch? Talk about white privilege. Just walk into someone else's house and be like, this porridge is too warm. It's like, it's not your house. Little, I just, wow. What a bitch. I didn't know you were coming, to be honest with you.